Alright, so what is your guys' first question of what you are going to compare?
How does adding mass to the toy affect the distance?
Okay, so you're going to compare mass. We want to make sure that it's very important that that's the only variable that we're testing. So it's going to be the same force of pulling it back 1 inch. So first we see that it's empty to have our lower mass.
Wait, I don't think that was 1 inch.
Okay.
So,
and then very important to make sure that we are measuring correctly. And then you want to look at the end of the cart. So we're going to add 30 centimeters to how many?
30.
Yeah, that looks good. If you're going to measure it from the wheel, just make sure next time you're going to compare it to where that first wheel is at. So how many total centimeters when the cart was empty? 60 centimeters. So writing that down in our data table. For first trial, 0 pennies, 60 centimeters.
While you write that down, I'll fill up the cart.
How much is that?
Alright, so since you're adding pennies to the cart now, there should be 15 there. What are we adding to the cart?
Mass.
Mass. So adding more matter. So that's going to make it way more as well. Very important, since Isabella did the first one, she's going to do the second trial, and she's going to make sure it's the same exact force so that we are not testing more than one variable.
It's 1 inch. That's like
Yep,
2 inches.
That looks good. So 1 inch force, it was the same force, but now a higher mass. And we're going to make sure we're starting with the 0 centimeter mark. Yep.
On the first wheel.
And then it was, you guys measured to that wheel.
13.
So about 13 centimeters. Nice job. Alright, so you are completed with that first experiment. You have your data recorded. What's your next step for the scientific method?
How does
How does increasing of the force affect the toy car travels?
come to a
Oh, before you
conclusion?
even, let's just kind of look at question 1 first. To come to your conclusion, what do you need to do with those numbers?
Analyze the data.
So analyzing the data, if we are looking at 60 centimeters compared to 13 centimeters, what does that tell you happened when we added mass?
It slowed it down.
Gravity pulled it down.
Well, adding mass made it go slower and definitely not as far as the distance, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And your second question, what are you going to look at?
How does increasing the force affect the distance a toy car travels?
Okay, so comparing force for this one.
So 0 pennies. How far do you want to go?
We changed it from 1 for the short one and then 3.
Oh my god. How far do you want it to go?
So for the small force, we're just going to do the 1 inch. So do 1 inch for the small force, and then for the bigger inch, pull it back to 3 inches.